What now? I'm going to be reading a passage to you that we're going to be reading again in class tomorrow. Okay. And what I get to do is I get to teach you some of the words that go along with it. Okay. So that you'll be prepared when we get into class tomorrow. Okay. All right.
I know some of these words.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, did you want to show that off? You want to show off your skills a little bit? Yeah. All right. Why don't you read it for me then?
All right. The Axis,
The Aztecs.
the Aztecs worship many gods. When they took over a new tribe or culture, they often adopted the new tribe's god into the Aztec religion.
Okay, so can you tell me in your own words what that meant?
Religion?
Mm-hmm. Just the whole thing. What did that mean in your own words?
I think I think that would mean in their own words, like what did they do and worship many
Mm-hmm.
when they divided new tribes, he goes like new people and stuff. I think that was their like.
Ladies and gentlemen of second hour, get ready for the most epic battle since 300 shouted this is Sparta.
Oh, okay.
Right?
That should be fun.
Now, before we begin this journey, though, we into the religious beliefs of the Aztecs, we must go over some of the ground rules. Okay? Monotheism. What is monotheism? Shout it out.
Believing in one God.
Believing in one God. Polytheism.
Believing in all gods.
Believing in many gods. Okay? Just looking at the title here, we've got Aztec Empire, religion, gods, and mythology. Do we have a monotheistic society or do we have a polytheistic society? Think about it first. Turn to somebody. The question was monotheistic or polytheistic? We're predicting just based on the title. Go. One more time. Go.
Polytheistic.
Nice job, guys. Okay, so monotheism is not allowed in the Aztec Empire. It's absolutely not. As a matter of fact, it's not allowed in your everyday life either as an Aztec. You will find out why in a minute. So polytheism is really the way to go here. Absolutely, of course, after all, we have to keep all of those gods happy, right? Otherwise, we might have a reign of terror come upon our lands, right? Okay. So, in order to keep them happy, we're going to have to make sacrifices to the gods. Who recalls what a sacrifice is? Who recalls what a sacrifice is? Yes.
Killing a thing that is alive.
Okay, killing something that's alive. Could we go further? Like,
Killing one another for a certain thing.
okay, killing one another for a certain thing. What is a sacrifice in general, though? So we know that when we talk about gods and we talk about religions, we know from some of the other civilizations that we have had to sacrifice before, right? Okay, so let's make some predictions. What do you think we're going to have to sacrifice today in the Aztec Empire? Let's just throw out some suggestions. People. What else?
Animals.
Animals. What else?
High people for not serving
Slaves. Criminals. So I've heard criminals, I've heard humans, I've heard animals, and I've heard
Slaves.
Slaves. Why did you guys make slaves separate from humans and animals?
Because they were treated as property.
Because they were treated as property. Okay. Good rememberings. Okay, so we know that this whole idea of sacrificing isn't new, but it is one of the ground rules of our battle today. Okay, so we are going to be looking at the religious beliefs of the Aztec Empire. Okay, we are going to be looking at the religious beliefs of the Aztec. We fill out our graphic organizer, ladies and gentlemen. We are making sure that you guys are using your notes to help you with a quiz. So after this, we are going to have a quiz. Now, if you
I think
people that got captured, the first to be sacrificed would be warriors or the battle.
Well, that's the thing.
Because they were the ones fighting the Aztecs.
Okay,
So they're probably the ones to go.
all right. And your counter argument?
That's the thing. If they had to sacrifice the warriors, they wouldn't get enough of battles to sacrifice their slaves. So they had to leave the warriors there so they could have some, can I say it, fun of trying to steal the slaves.
Sure, absolutely. So as we've got more captives, we can make them whatever we want at that point, including a sacrificial human for the sun god Hippie, right? Okay, so quick question for you. Was that battle all you thought it would be?
No,
Yeah.
it goes on and on and on.
Because it goes on and on and on. So it isn't just a this is Sparta
No.
and
It's,
the emissary's gone.
it's like 5 million distant Spartans.
Yeah, we've got 5 million this is Spartas or 20,000 this is Spartas, right? Only now it's this is Aztec, and we are going to sacrifice you to our son Hippie, because we can't say his name, and we're going to sacrifice you, our captive,
Too hippie.
to Hippie, so that the sun comes up tomorrow, and all of the other gods are happy because we can plant, we can get that rain that we need, we can get that nighttime that we need, so we can get our rest and be ready for the next morning. All of the gods help us make this happen. So we're going to take a little bit of a quiz, okay? And if you notice, part of the story is right here for you to refer back to. You know how sometimes you take your Dexter's quizzes and you can't look back at the story? Well, I made it to where you can, okay? That way you can look back at the story and then be able to take the quiz, okay? So the Aztecs called themselves the people of the,
people of the sun.
where do you see that in the story? Right there, good job. I just want to make sure that you're using text evidence, right? Okay. Okay, which